किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है, वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी, ये एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानपुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और सातवें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया।
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this webinar of Business Opportunity Over Chai. Business Opportunity Over Chai is presented by the management of Franchise India with an aim to introduce you to the new business opportunity every day at 12 o'clock. In 2024, we continue to introduce you to new brands and new business opportunities. Today, we are going to introduce you to a full service platform that provides everything you need to own and operate a profitable youth basketball business. But before I introduce you about the brand, let me just run you through the Q&A process. If you have any questions during the webinar, please type your questions in the Q&A box. We'll take up all your questions post brand presentations. While we run you through the presentations and brand details, request you to keep sharing your queries into the Q&A box to make this session more interactive. Our today's brand is Basketball Training System. I'm going to play a video for Basketball Training System before we start the discussion. Hi. Now I invite Ms. Shivani from Franchise India Knowledge Services to take us through this ecstatic webinar for the basketball training system. Ms. Shivani, please take us forward.
Thank you so much, Sandeep, and a lovely morning. Thank you everyone for joining us today. As Sandeep mentioned, I'm Shivani Gupta. I'm a Senior Growth Manager at Franchise India Knowledge Services. So Franchise India Knowledge Services present a portfolio of the knowledge-based brands in India. Generally, we tied up with the global companies, getting in touch with them to understand that if they are looking out for the expansion in India and 7 other countries that we are present in. Today we have got the opportunity to present basketball training system. They are based out of USA and is a complete service platform that gives you the opportunity to set up your own basketball training academy in your local area. So if I touch about the history and the journey of basketball training system, it's been started by Rick Gamble, a passionate corporate professional with 35 years of experience, and Hugh Larry, that is NBA famous NBA player in USA, to foster better basketball training and coaching. So today the brand is looking out for the expansion in India. We all know India has a substantial potential in terms of having the sports academy. Owing to a lot of initiatives, sports and fitness initiatives are supported by government, high disposable income and increase in the interest of people towards sports. So today, getting into more detail, I would like to invite Rick Gamble with us. Rick, if you can say hi on the screen to our audience.
Hello, everyone.
Fantastic. So Rick, I'm gonna share the presentation on the screen. If you can just take us past, the entire journey you have in USA and what exactly you see in terms of the potential in the Indian market. And after that, audience, we're gonna touch base on the franchisee model, and you can support us with your questions in the chat box. Once we're done with the presentation, we're gonna support you with our answers. Let me just share the screen, Rick.
Yep, no problem. I saw a couple of chat notes saying it's not loud enough. Can you hit us back and tell us we're okay now, or whether we should adjust our audio further? Can
Audio is
everybody hear
working
me?
fine, Rick. We are able to hear you. So just a request, a bit loud would be better.
Okay, you got it. My wife says I talk too loud, so I don't know what to tell you.
Sure.
But there we go. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time. We really do appreciate it. And I think, one of the first questions we always get asked is why India? We have what is considered a premier brand here in the United States. And one of the reasons is we were co-founded by Larry Hughes. I come with a business background, so I built a number of businesses in the past. Larry comes with 13 years in the MBA and 12 years of business experience following that. So he and I felt there was a huge opportunity here in the U.S., which has proven true, to provide a good, high quality, nationally recognized basketball program. And so along with Larry, we brought in a number of NBA players, additional NBA players. And we think one of the unique opportunities in India is to bring those players over. Larry and I were there at the end of May for the Delhi show. Maybe I had the opportunity to meet a couple of you there if some of you were at the show. But the reception that he received from youth basketball programs around just in Delhi was extraordinary. So the fact that we have the brand ambassadors, I think, brings a lot to the table for you that are interested, along with our business systems. So why India? We've been asked to open up in a number of countries around the world, and we chose to pursue this one, as our first move to the international markets for two reasons. One, the support of Franchise India and their team, a very deep team, very experienced in bringing brands to market. And so we had a confidence in the partnership that allowed us to want to move forward. And perhaps an even bigger reason is the size of the opportunity in your market. Everybody watches cricket. When we were there, that was the sport of choice on television. You didn't see, any other sports. And what we're finding from the research we've done and the conversations we've had is a lot of parents are looking for opportunities for the kids to develop in other sports, basketball being one that in particular that that people are finding interesting and exciting. So we think the time is right. You only have about 3% of your population playing basketball. That's about 45 million people. So the starting point is a good one. and bringing our systems and our recognized brand to you really, we think, could catapult the offering for those of you that choose to take it. I'll get you into some more detail on the offering, but underpinning that is worth just noting the National Basketball Association, they call it the NBA here in the U.S., which is the lead organization for the basketball opportunities in the U.S., the professional basketball opportunities, is really putting on a push in India, and it's quite simple. It's all economics for them, and to give you a sense of scale. 10 years ago, they signed their media contract for $25 billion. They're just about to sign their new media contract for 75 billion. And so it's a business of scale, and what they've seen happen from other countries, and one of the reasons India is exciting to them is when they bring on Luka Doncic, who plays in Dallas, or other international players, that country begins to follow the sport in significant ways. So their goal is obviously on their next contract to have it 125 billion, and if they can get some Indian players into the fold where they get watched and the game gets followed in India. So that underpinning really helps us as an organization bring a lot of attention on somebody else's dollars to the sport. So we're pretty excited by that part of the opportunity. Is there a message here? Is that something I should just roll past and wait to the end, or Shivani, how do you want to handle it?
Yes, Rick. So what we'll do is once the presentation is over, we'll take up one question after question, and then we'll answer them, right?
All right. So a little bit more on why India. This stuff you guys already know, but you have a very large middle class and a growing middle class. So the sheer numbers of people that are willing to spend on their child, we know from the U.S., parents will spend on their children. If it's going to better their children's opportunities in the future, they'll spend on it. So we're in a very good position from the standpoint of extracting discretionary dollars out of the marketplace, and it's been proven in the U.S. So with that, a little bit about us. As I mentioned, we're anchored by NBA players. Larry Hughes and I co-founded the business. Larry was with me in Delhi recently, and our intention is to bring our guys over once a quarter. We'll start in November. So any of our licensees that are participants will get signature looks from these guys who come and do camps and clinics and bring a lot of visibility. When we did it in Delhi, there were TV stations there. People were all over it. So we can bring a lot of value and attention by bringing our players to you. You can see the four here. Chris Paul's two-time Olympic gold medalist, been in the business for a long time. Larry, as I said, co-founder. Bobby Jackson, Monte Ellis. These are well-known guys in the space, and they will be extremely well received there. Moving on. I won't bore you too much with the next slide. The management team. I'm the good-looking one on the left. But this is our U.S.-based team, and let me just suffice it to say, those of you that are interested and begin to dig into the opportunity, you'll get to know this whole team very well. Each one plays extremely strong in their verticals. A key element is training your staff there, and every one of these guys are elite trainers of staff, whether it's for a management role, a sales role, or a coach on the floor. Next. All right, Shivani, can you move us to the next slide? Are we frozen?
Shivani, if you can move to the next slide.
It looks like Shivani might be frozen. Okay, there we go. So you can keep it there. The core values, which we just passed on, are something that's critical to to any business. And all of you are familiar with this. I'm not, saying anything you aren't aware of, but having a strong culture is critical, and it's seen. The parents love it. Our staff love it. The interactions between staff across the platform is very strong. Communication, optimism, respect, and education are the focus, and they're on the foundation of leadership and trust. We have the opportunity to affect the lives of kids, and it's a profitable environment, but you're really you're helping shape the youth of the future, and we use basketball as the platform to do that. So those core values are critical to driving that process. So this is we like to call it 3 legs of our stool. The in-facility training, that is the product. At the end of the day, the key product is what was delivered on the floor to those children as you were training them. Did you make them better basketball players? Did you use appropriate teaching techniques to keep them interested and engaged? Did you do things where the parents were seeing how you were handling their child, and they were appreciative of the way that got done? So it starts at the top. It starts with how we train your coaches and your staff. And, we take it right on down through training programs that drive down into your organization. So in that short video, you saw a snippet of, we have a resource library with 1,500 resources in it that are available to you 24/7 on top of our training, both by traveling to India to train your team, having your team come to the US if you're up for that, to train at one of our centers of excellence. And then a lot of online, like we're doing here. We do a lot of online training because we're all across the United States. So while India is a bit further, the concept remains the same. We do online training of staff across the entire platform without a problem. So training is key. The online training piece, you could see, we have several hundred videos that we offer up to our licensees to be able to deliver out to their kids. And then the technology, you saw referenced briefly there. We have the most advanced technology, for business operations, but 2, for player training. So you saw cameras and trackers that we use with the kids to really keep them engaged and to provide objective information and data that they can use to improve. Next, Shivani. Thank you. I'm not going to drag you through all of this, but this is our systems. So if you've got an existing location, great, we will help build it out and refine it. But we find them, build them, and then we help you run it. And the 7 elements across the top are, kind of the key verticals where we work with you. We'll help you find the locations. We'll build the facilities. We have a unique training curriculum I'll get into a little bit further, the tech I just mentioned. And then the 3 bottom are really the key kind of blocking and tackling to run the business. We have a unique marketing system that we use to drive new members into your facility. We've spent a lot of time with the Franchise India team on how it will work there. And they're very experienced in marketing. Obviously, it's a core asset that they've developed. And so applying that here will be, I think, extremely effective, using our experience and resources and their talent. Operational and financial support are weekly. We run these numbers by KPIs, key performance indicators. We run these businesses, and how many new free sessions came in that week, how many converted, what's the longevity of a member. Keep all those things drive the business, and we have them down to very discrete systems that will be applied in your situation. Key is world-class instruction. I said that when I mentioned the 3-legged stool. That's Chris Paul that you can see there. He's one of our NBA guys, a fabulous player. By the way, owns an interest in the Royals there, the cricket team. So he's looking to get over there to watch a game or two, and he'll do some camps and clinics while he's there. It's exciting. So our curriculum is really a structured curriculum. We have 10 5-week cycles. No surprise, it turns into a year of courses. And those 5-week cycles were designed after about 30 years of training in the martial arts, basketball, other, that's about how long a kid's attention span lasts before you got to re-up them and get them excited again. So we do 3 weeks of a specific curriculum training, then we do a week of review and then a week of testing. And they're recharged and ready to go for the next 5 weeks. So we build on that. It's called a rotating curriculum. So what you'll be teaching there on a Tuesday is the same thing we teach in the US on a Tuesday. All of our locations teach the same the same curriculum at the same time. And what that does is it allows, in those conference calls that I mentioned, in those Zoom videos, it allows all the coaches to work together and really develops a great floor product. And then underpinning that is character development. Every 5-week cycle has a character development trait. This is where the parents really love what we do. So perseverance is, cycle 3, and we really talk about it. We work with the kids. We ask them to tell us, an example of where they persevered. It's how we open with our court chats and the beginning of the play and how we close. So it's not just lip service. It's really character development, character building. We look at basketball as a platform to, improve the lives of these guys and make them peak performers on and off the court. And that's part of it. All right. Okay, you can, roll past this one. Facility design is fine. That's something we can get into in more detail. We've got a lot of experience. You got it? You can keep them moving? Okay. We got a lot of experience here. One of the things, suffice it to say, is, we train in pods, so we can get a lot of kids in a small area. So we don't just have a basketball court with 2 baskets. We have baskets on the side walls. We really train the kids in pods, so we can get 50 kids on a court and train them effectively. And, that's part of the facility design. So this gets into a little bit more detail on the systems. I won't belabor this, but we mentioned the construction, the basketball curriculum, marketing management, the smart technology, something we'll talk about a little further in a minute, but the operational support's key. It's how you drive this business, we make sure you're making a profit. We're using our drivers and our metrics and our support of you as you grow this business. Okay, these are the revenue sources. Worth just taking a minute on. The 5-week training cycles, that's the skills and drills class you see in the upper left. That is a subscription-based program. So if you think about the growth of a business, you'll have a basic revenue that is subscription-based that'll represent between 40 and 60% of your business. And then you'll have more episodic revenue, which provides a meaningful profit to you, but is more seasonally based. So the 3-on-3 leagues, seasonally based. Private and small group is more consistent, but it's not necessarily subscription based, although we do have a number of people that love buying like 10 packs of it, and is a very profitable component of the business. Camps and clinics are a very big part of your business. When kids are off school, summertime, that's when the parents, still have to go to work and they need a good, safe place to send their kids. So your members sign up for those in significant numbers. And then you bring in prospective new members who want to come and try a camp or a clinic. And then, you have the opportunity, once they've had that experience, to convert them to members as well. And team play is a lot like 3-on-3 league. 3-on-3 is really team play with just 3 kids per team, and it's a lot of fun. It's something the FIBA's gotten very into, and you can see it as a very fast-growing international sport. In fact, they're looking at trying to make it a part of the Olympics. And then retail is always a good piece. One, you make money, and 2, the kids are wearing your brand when they go to school and elsewhere, and so that's a cross sale for you right there. You make a profit from the retail, but you get your brand extended. So this is just a little bit about the online training piece. We provide the online training that we mentioned earlier. We're in discussions right now with a couple of platforms where the coaches will be able to connect with the kids for online training, so you can extend your brand beyond the 400 or 500 kids that are in your program, to another 1,000 kids that want to associate with it and train with it. So that's what the online training's about. And then the tech, which comes up next. Yeah, Connexon and PlaySite are our two key players here, and then Connexon and Respect, who's another one of our key players, is an exciting partner for the India market. So we provide technology that allows us to track the kids, their movements on the court, their shots, their shooting accuracy, their make-miss percentages, and all that's kept for them. So it's a really great tool for growing their ability as a player, but also for creating gamification. So the kids really want to come back. I mean, part of the key in any business is retention, right, of your customers. And customer retention is dramatically enhanced with the technology because the kids want to come back in and they want to be a member of the 500 shot club and the 5,000 shot club. And so it keeps them coming, and it gives mom and dad an objective viewpoint, and coaches things where they can focus on the weaknesses and really help the kids improve. So it's an exciting component. We are the exclusive provider for both Connexon and Respect. So it gives you a leg up when we open a facility with one of you. Nobody can use the Connexon technology in a youth basketball program within, a 20-mile radius of you once we're in. Okay, this is the Respect technology. This is the Shivani, we can roll past it, but this is very significant. We'll take you guys into greater detail. So this is really the virtuous cycle. You've got the in-facility training, then you've got the tap online, and you've got the technology, and that really creates a strong customer base with a strong following and good economics for you. We can get into more detail later on this one if you want, Shivani, on another call. I think, just the overview is good. So, and that's where I just left off. So we mentioned India before. I won't go into too great a detail here, but suffice it to say, you guys have a fabulous opportunity here, with the growing excitement around basketball in India, with our ability to bring signature players there that will bring a lot of visibility, and with the parents willing to spend the money on their kids to, advance their capabilities with a elite provider like ourselves, and an elite brand like ourselves. There's a very large opportunity in India that we're extremely excited by. I think we'll end on this one, Shivani, and open up to Q&A. But the Basketball Federation of India, no big surprise, the team knows them well at Franchise India and knows the Basketball Federation. The Basketball Federation was formed by the government to grow basketball, and they're well funded. So not only do you have the NBA driving behavior there, you got the local federation, and then you've got, private businesses like ours driving it. So that, those three pieces make for a very, very compelling economic opportunity. So it's, and what we love about it is you're making a difference in the lives of kids. So you're doing good and doing well at the same time. All right, let's just talk for just a minute about kind of what it looks like. So we've broken this down into what we call greenfield academies, brownfield academies, and then off to the side, not on here, our schools. So a greenfield academy is where we help you go find a location and build a standalone academy. It's something we've done a lot of, and with our research there and the time we spent with Franchise India team, we're confident that there's plenty of opportunity for you guys to build your own academies, and they can be buildings that you build and own yourself, so you own the real estate, or they can be in facilities that are existing, and we just come and upfit it, and you're a tenant. So greenfields can kind of run those two paths. Brownfield simply means there's an existing academy. You've got a school that's got basketball courts that we can use. You've got locations, parks that have basketball courts we can use, and we go in and there's existing infrastructure there, so it's cheaper. You don't have to put up baskets, right? So you'll see the economics there. And then the third opportunity is existing schools. Any of you who might have a relationship with a school that, or a group of schools that've got 10 locations, let's say, that's a pretty significant opportunity, and we're seeing that materialize as our discussions occur. Now, these are the numbers. We can kind of run through them if you want. You can see that your ROI down below is really strong, particularly with a brownfield, but it's extraordinary even with a greenfield. And what I would propose, and I think is our best avenue, is rather than get into a lot of these details, they're here in front of you. To the extent that you want to learn more, I'll pull my CFO in with me. His name's Jason Masdra. That's, you can see Shivani's got the Jason Masdra logo underneath her name. Jason and I will jump on the phone and we'll spend, whatever time's necessary with you, and do a screen share on the buildup of a facility, how long it takes, how many members you pull in. But one of the things we found extraordinary there is, we're pretty conservative in how we build our numbers. And one of the facilities we worked with there got to 250 members within 3 weeks. And so your profitability, your time to profitability in India can be really contracted because of the size of the opportunity there. Shivani, is that enough overview?
Yeah, now I think that we can take the questions and Q&A sessions now. So Sandeep, you're gonna pass the questions to Rick?
Sure. So, thank you first of all, Rick, for giving us a detailed presentation. That is, giving us a detailed information about your training system and how it works. So, first question is from Mr. Yogesh. He's asking whether the facility construction cost is included in the capital expenditure.
Yes, it is. On the assumption it's a lease facility. If you're assuming that you're going to build the building itself as well, that is not included. But all the baskets, the flooring, the branding, all that's included.
Okay. So the next question up is how will you tailor marketing strategies to attract Indian students and their parents?
What we do in the U.S., and it will work there as well, is there's a couple of ways you go. First, you go to the local schools and let them know that you've developed these programs and that there's this after school program opportunity. Secondly, through social media, you drive interest by bringing it to the attention of both the kids and the parents. And we have the added value or the advantage of having NBA players with millions of followers who know how to push the opportunity as well. So our objective with our marketing, and it works well here in the U.S., and our kind of testing with the Franchise India team suggests it'll work extremely well there as well, is we shoot to get 100 free sessions. So that skills and drills program that we mentioned is our basic subscription program. So people come in to try a free class, and we shoot to get 100 free session signups through our social media, Google, pay-per-click, Instagram, Facebook, and that's proven to be very effective. So it's a combination of what we call grassroots marketing, meaning with the schools, going out locally, and social media.
Thank you. So we have the next question from Mr. Mahesh. He's asking that he has already got an academy. He just needs to help getting the franchisee. So is this something we are also looking for, that somebody has their own academy and convert it into a franchisee of BTS?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we consider that kind of one of the brownfield academies, and we'd love to bring our talent and systems and structure and U.S. based discipline to that academy and help them grow it. That would be great because they already have good, strong basketball experience. They have an academy. I think that that would be a strong marriage, and it would yield good economics for our partner.
Great. So the next question is, will you also help us with it? This question is also for FIKs as well as Mr. Rick, that there must be some legal and regulatory requirements for setting up and operating an academy in India. So will there be assistance from FIKs and BTS on that?
So if I understand the question is, will we be able to support the construction and build out of an academy there in India from the U.S.?
And also the added question is, will there will be some legal and regulatory requirements as well? So whether that kind of help can be given.
Yeah. So we have a license agreement that kind of lays out everything that we do, how we do it, the frequency with which we support. And so, yes, that, all of that is available and contractually committed to. So, we're there every step. We don't look at this as a sale. We look at it as a start of a partnership.
Great. So there's another question from Mr. Harjot. He's asking that well, he needs more details on the Greenfield Academy. So for that, Mr. Harjot, I would request you to get back to us on a one-on-one basis so that we can give you more information, because we have already covered the Greenfield and Brownfield Academy requirements and their cost requirements. So please get back to us on a one-on-one basis. We'll submit the phone number and the email ID which you can write to.
Yeah, happy to jump on the phone with them and go through all those details. Absolutely. And we'll bring one of your team who's really helped us build that out. Ashok will join us on that call as well. So yes, we'd be happy to jump into that.
Okay, so the next question is Mr. Yogesh is asking, what is the per student fee per month for getting himself enrolled into this program?
So you saw there were 6 elements to the programming, right? The core program is the skills and drills, and that's around, that's about 50%, maybe 40% once you're fully mature of your total revenue. That program is $60 US per month.
Okay.
And the kids can come twice. The kids come twice a week, and then what you find is the parents really start getting engaged, and they want them to come and do supplemental one-on-ones. They want them to come to clinics, and so each one of those has its own cost. But each one of those, a member gets a discount for those programs, and a non-member pays a little bit more than a member, and they can come try a clinic, they can try a camp, and each one of those has its own price point. And we can get into all that detail when we run through the economics with anybody who's interested.
Okay, so there are two-part questions from Miss Monica. She's asking, is there any outreach program for the students learning basketball in BTS Academy in India? First. Second, how much space is required to build this academy from scratch?
So the space of an academy will dramatically vary, but we've been able to build very cost-effective and profitable academies at the 6,000 to 8,000 square feet. A single court will fit into an 8,000 square foot academy. We actually have academies that don't even have a full court, but they have 4 baskets. And so if you're in a concentrated area in India where, you're in Delhi or Mumbai where real estate's expensive, you have to be, conscious of the cost of your square footage. So we can build those smaller facilities. Generally, you're going to want a 1-court facility. That's usually your most profitable and cost-effective operation. You can do multi-court facilities. Chris, who you can see there with the CP3 logo on his chest, we've got a 2 NBA court facility for him. So we can run bigger facilities, But in terms of ease of operation from an operator standpoint, if you want to mitigate risk and, maximize profits, a smaller facility with, 2 full-time employees, 3 full-time employees is your best bet. And that's that smaller, kind of 6,000 to 8,000 square foot facility.
And the next part of the question was, will there be any outreach program for the students who are getting training in BTS Academy in India?
Yeah, so the way we are looking at that one, and we've spent a lot of time on this one because it's both marketing, but it's also branding so that you're bringing kids to the sport, right? You kids who may not have tried it, but once they try it, they love it. So that's where those clinics I mentioned come in. You can do large clinics. You don't need to have your own facility. You can get local facilities that'll rent to you for a half a day to do a very large clinic and bring a lot of attention to the opportunity, and you make it very cost effective, so it's not expensive to go to, and you bring a large audience to the clinic. They learn about the sport, they have a lot of fun, and that generates a lot of interest in follow up to participating in additional programs.
So a very futuristic and optimistic question from Mr. Naveen is asking, somebody who is taking training in BTS academies which are set up in India will have a future in NBA someday?
Yeah, we hope so. There's thousands and thousands of kids that want to be NBA players, just like there's a whole bunch of kids that want to be doctors. And they start getting called out over time, but there's going to be a few that have what it takes, and the NBA wants them. I already told you that, so they're going to be all over, supporting this and trying to bring, that level of talent to the table so that, India can have guys playing in the NBA. Because immediately what happens then is, everybody starts watching it, and now you're going to see, high quality basketball on the television, not just cricket. Cricket's great, but here in the U.S., it's not a one. I mean, we watch, we just had a big cricket match here, and it went extremely well. They said it was the best attended cricket match in the U.S., so it's growing. But here, people watch football, basketball, cricket, and so we just need to get an opportunity to, show people that basketball is a fun sport to play and a fun sport to watch.
So we have one last question. So somebody is asking, is any future plans for BTS to affiliate with BFI? BFI is Basketball Federation of India, or is there already a relationship going on?
So there is an existing relationship through the executive team at Franchise India. They're very familiar with each other. They've talked, they've worked together, and we're positioning ourselves to be able to work with them and support them, and really kind of in the early stages of figuring out how that's going to, be constructed to support what they want to accomplish as well as what we want to accomplish. But we think there's alignment there that could be very interesting.
Great. So we have taken all the questions, and thank you, Mr. Rick, for giving answers to all of them in a detailed way. That is really helpful. Before we conclude this discussion, I would request Shivani if you want to add any point on this webinar or on BTS.
So first of all, thank you, Rick. It's almost 2 a.m. in USA right now, and you're up here for sharing all your knowledge and business that we can do in India. So thank you so much. First of all, the audience is a great opportunity available with us, where actually we see that sports is a future in India, and the entire focus earlier was on cricket. But now if you see, there are a lot of sports are coming up, niche sports like even the martial arts. So I mean to say there's a great opportunity when even the parents are ready to spend good amount of money on kids so that they can get a good class of training and coaching in the initial ages. So I think it's a good opportunity available within a bracket of around 60 lakh rupees to 1.5 crore, where you can explore brownfield your existing facility. At the same time, if you don't have the facility available with you, you can go with the greenfields, that is 1.5 crore. For any brief discussion or any more detail you need, you come and get in touch base with Franchise Center. We are available to share all the information with you and get on one-to-one Zoom discussion. We can explain you the entire structure, the construction, the support in terms of the training, in terms of the marketing, so that you will be able to take an informed decision. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much, and that was such a lovely session. And thank you for your time and the way you have answered all the queries at the wee hours of New York. And but tomorrow again we'll come up with another business opportunity from another global brand. Thank you all.
All right. Thank you so much, Rick.